I swear having Mel close or open anything is the worst because you need all the strength in the world to loosen it. I swear, sometimes he can't even loosen the things that he tighten. Like, I'm trying to set up the car tripod, but I think I just can't like use it because I literally cannot loosen that up for the life of me. Not the biggest fan of this angle, but it will do. But as you guys can tell by the title of this video, your girl had COVID. Coronavirus! I cannot believe I got COVID. COVID is like coming to an end, kind of. Not really that it's like coming to an end, but like things are opening back up. Some states even got rid of like wearing masks and stuff. And of course, like when everything is coming to the end, that's when I got COVID. But yeah, guys, I had COVID last week. Well, over a week ago, because obviously I had to quarantine for 10 days. But pretty much right when I got home from Miami and Orlando, I was so freaking sick, you guys. It was such a hard week. Honestly, guys, it was one of the hardest weeks of my life and Mel's life, of course, because we were alone out here in LA and he had to take care of me. He had to take care of Kayvon all by himself. Honestly, guys, it was just a really hard, 2 weeks last week. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I wasn't really on social media that much. I obviously had like a few pre-film videos and stuff, but I wasn't really posting on my story. Today is like my first day really out in the world. My 10-day quarantine ended 2 days ago. So even though like I'm technically not contagious anymore, I've still been very, very cautious. Like Mel and I still aren't even like sleeping in the same bed still. We just want to make sure like that he doesn't get sick or I don't get Vaughn sick. I've been wearing a mask around the house. I swear, you guys, the worst part about COVID is I feel like everything is just up in the air. There's like no set or stone rules. Just pretty much I had to like Google everything on my own. And what I've seen the most of is to quarantine for 10 days if you test positive, which I did. And my symptoms are gone. I haven't had a fever since like the second day of my symptoms. I feel a lot better. Like I know I'm not dealing with it as bad as I was. But guys, with COVID, I swear to God, like I tested positive and then that was it. Like it's not like they call you or the doctor calls you or the testing center calls you. I literally just got the email that I'm positive. There was no information on that email. It wasn't like call this number or, we'll check in on you. I think other like countries will like check in on you and like call you and stuff like that. None of that. Like I literally just got my test results. And then it was kind of like fend for yourself and Google everything. So I called the COVID hotline. I called like the national COVID hotline. And I was talking to this woman about what I need to do. When I tell you, she literally knew nothing. Like I was getting really frustrated on the phone and I honestly just hung up on her because I was getting that frustrated. She didn't know anything. Like I'm asking her, so how long do I need to quarantine? She's like, hold on, let me check. She puts me on hold for like 5 minutes. And then she comes back and she's like, so like 10 days? I'm like, what do you mean, so like 10 days? Like, what does that mean? I'm like, so do I test again? Do I need to test again, like after my quarantine is over to make sure like I don't have COVID anymore? She's like, let me check. Puts me on hold for another 5 minutes. I should have just been like, can you please transfer me to someone else? Because I was getting so frustrated, you guys. But I've been Googling it and a lot of resources have been saying that you're still going to test positive even though you're not contagious anymore because like the virus is still living inside of you and stuff like that. She had no idea what I was talking about. Like, I swear, guys, COVID is the most confusing thing on the earth. And then about getting vaccinated, like I'm thinking about getting vaccinated because I had COVID, but then they're saying that I have immunity for like 3 to 8 months. That's such a wide like span. 3 to 8 months, I have this immunity. I don't know. I'm so confused. And then I see that if you do get vaccinated, that doesn't mean that you won't ever not get COVID anymore and you can still spread COVID. So I'm like, I am so confused. Like, I swear, I just feel like as a whole, like we're all just so confused over this whole COVID situation. But pretty much, as you guys can probably tell, I was so ready to leave the house. When I tell you I was quarantined in the house for 10 days, obviously I had a baby. I have Mel that can't get sick. I was literally locked in our bedroom. Like, I pretty much did not leave my bed for 10 days. And it was honestly so hard, you guys. I'm just like driving around running errands. You guys can see the bags in the back. I'm just dropping off some clothes in the donation box, and the donation box is in the mall parking lot. And guys, the mall is so crazy busy today. Like just pulling up, I was like, thank God I don't need to go to the mall today, because when I tell you the mall is packed, I mean, it is a Saturday, but I really can't do malls anymore, you guys. So pretty much, you guys saw in my vlogs, I was in Miami and Orlando with Yasmin. So the whole plan was that Mel was gonna fly out. Pretty much that first week I went to Miami, which I was expecting to just pretty much help Yasmin move in. So pretty much that week that we got there. It was just, you know, going to Home Goods, going to Bed Bath & Beyond, going to Target, helping Yasmin settle in. I really didn't see Miami. Like, I didn't really, like, go to the beach. I didn't have any pool days, which is fine because, like, I knew I was going to do that the next week because also it was really gloomy that week in Miami, so I wasn't even that pressed about it. I'm like, next week Mel is going to join us and we're going to have fun. It's going to feel like a true vacation. So my parents actually came to LA to stay with Vaughn, and Mel flew out to Miami. So that's why you guys saw my story, like Mel was with me in Miami for one night. I don't know what happens, you guys, that night that Mel gets there. So Mel got there early in the morning. That night at like 5 in the morning, so a whole day has passed, Mel's in Miami. I have a mental breakdown. When I tell you I've never missed Kayvon more in my life, like, I don't know what it was, but I was just like, I need to go home. Like, something was telling me in my soul, like, you need to go home. So, I mean, I was already 8 days away from Vaughn. I was like, I need to go home. I need to see my son. So I literally booked tickets at 5 in the morning, and we go home at like 7 a.m. that day. And I kid you not, you guys, the second I get off the plane, like, actually not the second I got off the plane, like towards the end of the flight, I knew I had COVID. I swear to God, I got off that plane and I looked at Mel and I said, Mel, I have COVID. Like, I know I do. I've never felt the way I did. My body was aching so bad. My throat hurt so bad. My head hurt so bad. Granted, I was crying. Speaking of crying, guys, I don't think I've cried as much as I have this past 10 days. Like, I've just been crying like crazy. But it was really hard at first because Mel at first was like, are you sure you have COVID, or you just went on a really long flight? Like, we went on the plane at like 5-6 a.m. after not getting like a good night's sleep. Like, we didn't even sleep. We went straight onto our flight. And, you know, obviously sleeping on a plane is not that comfortable. And I was crying. So Mel was like, you probably have the headache from crying and being stressed out. And it's probably from like the flight. Your body feels tired. Like, I just felt so tired. Like, my body ached so much. Like, I felt so fatigued. I could see why Mel said that, because I'm like, you know what, that does make sense. Like, I don't know if I have COVID or if I'm just tired from my flight, but something deep down told me that I had COVID. And I swear, guys, I feel like the universe sent me home, because if I would have gotten COVID at Yasmin's apartment, it would have been terrible, because obviously she has one mattress. Granted, we did get like a blow-up mattress for Mel. If I had to deal with COVID on a blow-up mattress, I swear, guys, I really think the universe sent me home. Like, something in my soul told me to go home so I can quarantine and relax in my own home. And I'm so glad I did that, guys, because I thought I was going to give COVID to Yasmin, which, side note, Yasmin ended up getting COVID as well. She has it right now, but she didn't end up getting her symptoms. She didn't end up getting testing positive for COVID until I'm like fine, like I'm like healed. So I got it like way before her, even though we were like together. I'm sure we got it together, but her symptoms didn't start to show until like 10 days, you know, after I got it. But that's a whole nother story. Yasmin's gonna do a whole video on her own talking about her COVID experience. I literally knew in my soul, you guys. I was like, bro, I have COVID. I felt so lethargic, so tired. I was so emotional. And I get to the house and just everything is just, obviously, you guys know I love my parents, but Kayvon's routine was completely different. Like, he was crying at bedtime, which you guys know Kayvon doesn't do that. I was just so stressed out about that when I got home. I felt like Kayvon's routine wasn't the same anymore, and that things were changing with Kayvon. And guys, when I tell you, I had the roughest 10 days of my life. Right away, we went to go get COVID tested. So because I felt like I had it really bad, I paid. So the PCR test is free, but if you pay $150, you can do a rapid test. So I paid for the rapid test, and then I also paid, I didn't have to pay for it because, like I just said, it was free. I also took the PCR test, which is known to be more accurate because it does take about 24 to 48 hours to get your results. So when I did the rapid test, it came back negative. But obviously, I still haven't gotten my PCR test back. I still distanced myself from Kayvon just to be safe. But I was around Mel this whole time. Knock on wood, Mel did not get COVID. I just knew I was exhausted. So literally, after I got my test, we went back home. At this point, it was 5 p.m. When I tell you guys, I slept for 2 days straight. So I went to sleep at 5 p.m. when we got home from getting COVID tested. Mel woke me up at like 10, 11 p.m. to take some Tylenol, and also my mom made me a soup, and they wanted me to eat because I did not eat at all like the past 2 days. So my mom woke me up. She made me this chicken soup. Mel woke me up to give me some medicine, and then other than that, I slept until like 12 p.m. the next day, only got up for like 2 hours, went back to sleep, and slept until the next day. So literally my first 2 days of having COVID were all just sleeping. I literally just slept it away, which is good. That's what you want to do when you have COVID. You want to rest as much as possible, get as much fluids as you can as possible, and just being awake, like, it just sucked being awake because, again, I was like quarantined in my room. I was like trapped in my room. That was definitely my biggest symptom, was just being so lethargic, so tired. Just getting up to use the bathroom was so exhausting. Like, I would get up to use the bathroom, brush my teeth, and I'd have to immediately just return to my bed because I would literally feel like I was going to pass out. I had no appetite at all, and I do have my taste, but I don't have smell. I really realized that when I took a shower the other day. I could not smell my body wash. I cannot smell my deodorant at all. Like, I know I definitely do not have any scent at all, but I do have taste, which is good because I can still eat, but I didn't have any appetite, you guys. Matt to like force feed me. I lost 5 pounds. I literally lost 5 pounds the past 10 days because like I just have no appetite. I don't want to eat. Again, I was already out of town for 8 days. I was away from my son for 8 days. And then I get back home and have to be away from him for another 10 days. That was probably the worst part, is like the mommy guilt that I experienced. I just felt like I was letting Kayvon down. I felt like Kayvon didn't even remember who I was. I was like, Kayvon is not going to remember me. Like, which is pretty ridiculous for me to think that. But I literally was just like bawling my eyes out. Anytime I'd see like a little boy like on my TikTok, I would just like burst into tears because I'm like, Kayvon doesn't know who I am anymore. Like, I'm a terrible mother. I felt like a shitty wife because Mel already had to do everything on his own for like the past 8 days, and then I get sick and he has to take care of me now on top of it. Like, I'm a baby. He has to like bring me food, bring me medicine, and he had to just do everything on his own. So huge shout out to Mel, you guys. Mel also went through a lot this past 3 weeks. He had to do all this on his own, and that's not easy, having your partner and your spouse being sick and you have to take care of them as well, on top of having a baby to take care of and a household to take care of. I mean, I guess it was nice to have a little break, but I'm like, these past 10 days of me not working is just piling up the work that I have to do. So now I'm stressed out with the amount of work that I have to do. Pretty much all of yesterday I just spent like cleaning up the house and just trying to get laundry done and stuff like that. But it's just been hard, you guys. I felt so disconnected from my husband. I felt so disconnected from my son. Just all this work piling up and just feeling like crap. Today was the first day that I put on like some sort of makeup, but I don't feel good at all. Like, I definitely need to take like a full like self-care shower, guys. My leg hair is so freaking long. Like, I need to do a full body shave. Like, when I was doing my makeup today, like, because I haven't really been doing my skincare routine, guys, when I tell you I was so lethargic, like, I could barely get up to even like brush my teeth, let alone do a skincare routine. I mean, obviously I would like take body showers, but when I would get in that shower, like, I'd literally just like wash my ass and get out. Like, I haven't washed my hair in like 2-3 weeks. Like, my hair isn't washed, my leg hair, like, my peach fuzz is horrible. Ugh, like, I don't feel good. I might not look that bad on camera, but trust me, I do not feel good at all. I haven't taken like a full proper shower in like 2 weeks. Again, it's just nice to be out in the world and feel the sun on my face. Like, I didn't even like leave the house because I didn't want to like walk through the house and risk spreading COVID and giving it to Kayvon. Having COVID with a baby is just, it's terrible. Like, literally, Mel would bring Kayvon like to the door frame so I can like say hi to him, and I would just burst into tears. I cried so much the past 3 weeks, you guys. It's just been horrible. I need to stop at Ulta because when I was doing my makeup today, I realized that I left my powder in Yasmin's house. I mean, that's the only place it would be, but I called her and she said it's not in her house. So I guess my Dermablend powder just disappeared into thin air. I need to pick up more of that. And I'm really craving Wendy's. I want a baked potato so bad, so I'm gonna go get a baked potato. But yeah, this is gonna be a little drive with me, a little update, you guys. But pretty much, just to sum this up, COVID is still very much alive. I know that things are a lot more free. Again, being in Miami, you guys, like, COVID does not exist in Florida, specifically Orlando. Our hotel didn't require masks. All the clubs were open. And when I tell you the streets were so busy, like the streets with all the clubs, like our hotel was close to that. Everybody's out. Everybody and their mom is out at the club right now, maskless. And then also when we're at the mall in Orlando, the workers at the mall told us that following Friday, masks aren't going to be required at the mall anymore. And that was obviously like this past Friday. So you don't even need to wear a mask to go to the mall anymore in Florida. Obviously that's where we got it. We got it in Florida. So I'm sure, I don't know where we could have possibly gotten it from. Obviously we did go out, but It could have been from so many different things. It could have been from the airplane. It could have been from the bus. It could have been from going out to eat. It could have been from in our hotel. It could have been from so many different things. And I'm just so happy, knock on wood, I didn't give it to Kayvon, because that just would have been so horrible. And again, with COVID, it's just, there's so much different information out right now. And I just feel like everything is so up in the air. And no one knows what they're talking about. I swear to God, like nobody knows what they're talking about. I called the National COVID hotline for some peace of mind and some help. And I literally just ended up getting more angry and more confused. But yeah, I really wish I could like fix this car tripod so I could vlog and drive, but Mel, I swear, Mel with his, he thinks he's Hulk, I swear. But yeah, let me go through these clothes in the donation real quick. Let me put on my mask, but I have lip gloss on. I'm gonna wear this mask. That's like one of my good masks. I'll wear this one. So I will say, as horrible as COVID felt in the moment, I really don't think I experienced it as bad as a lot of people. Again, my biggest thing was just that my body hurt a lot and I would just get really tired really quick. And then also my fever, I only had it for like one night. I didn't even have like a fever like that. I didn't really have that many respiratory issues. Again, thank goodness I didn't, but I could breathe just fine. I had a little bit of a cough. Again, the biggest thing for me was just loss of smell, loss of appetite, being lethargic. So I swear that's like the one good thing that came out of it too. Well, losing 5 pounds. But then also another great thing about it is knowing that I have the immunity from it now. So, you know, I don't have to worry about it for at least like a few months before I like get vaccinated. If you guys have had COVID, let me know if you guys got it twice, because I know they say that your body like created the antibodies for it, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so let me know down below if you guys had COVID twice or if you guys got it. And then the amount of information on COVID out in the world, like something, everything will tell you something different. I don't even know. Let me go throw these clothes out. All right, y'all, it is baked potato time. I don't get this baked potato in my mouth the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna have a fit. Just kidding. Let's go to Wendy's. Fun fact, me and Mel call Wendy's Wendy's. Oh my God, I literally typed Wendy's into the navigation. Wendy's. Let's go. Unfortunately, I have to turn off the camera because the Hulk likes to secure shit. Guys, I'm currently in the Wendy's parking lot and I texted Mel asking what he wants, and this is what he said back. There you go. But also, I'm sure you guys saw us texting about the car tripod. So I ended up loosening it. Okay, I finally did. I was at a red light and I was just getting so frustrated that I finally loosened it. And then I'm trying to hook it up to the dashboard, and I don't know what it is. Not the dashboard, but like the windshield. I don't know what it is about the Tesla, but these car tripods, like the way that the windshield is like set up, it just makes it so hard to use your car tripod. Like it's a lot easier in my other car. Guys, Wendy's is just so nostalgic for me because I would eat it all the time growing up. And the thing about Wendy's is the first Wendy's I think ever created was in our hometown in Columbus, Ohio. Get a baked potato. I'm gonna get chicken nuggets. Hello?
Thank you for doing.
Hi. Can I please get a I'm gonna do the number 10, just the sandwich. Classic, please. Can I get a Coke Zero with that? And then as my side, can I do a baked potato? And can I do the baked potatoes with sour cream and chives?
Okay.
And then can I also do the 10-piece spicy nuggets and medium fries?
What kind of sauce for the nuggets?
Sweet and sour.
Okay. Will that be off your order?
And then I'm also going to do the I'll just do the number 4, please, but can I just have it plain with cheese?
Okay, what kind of drink?
I'll just do a Sprite. Guys, I totally blanked on what Mel drinks. Guys, I pull up to the drive-thru and literally I'm just sitting there in the silence for like 5 minutes and I finally go, hello? And she's like, thank you for choosing Wendy's. Guys, I'm so happy I'm not like that big of a fan of Chick-fil-A. Not that I don't like Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong, but the line, like Chick-fil-A and Wendy's are right next to each other, and the lines at Chick-fil-A will literally wrap around the whole shopping center, and I don't know what it is about Chick-fil-A and Cane's out here in California because y'all treat it like it's the most amazing thing. Like, I don't know if it's because back home we have such an abundance of it. Like, we have so many Cane's, we have Raising Cane's, we have so many Chick-fil-A's. So I feel like people don't really see it as that like special of a thing. But out here in LA, it is so crazy. I even had a friend tell me that back in the day that the only Chick-fil-A was in Palm Springs, and that people would make trips like out of it, like go to Palm Springs to get Chick-fil-A. If you guys didn't know, Palm Springs is like 2 hours away from LA. So people are really serious about getting their Chick-fil-A. Guys, I have a feeling I ordered nuggets twice. I hope not. Like, I got Mel a 10-piece and I got myself a 4-piece. I think I ordered the 4-piece twice. Guys, I can't wait for Mel's t-shirts to launch. Thank you. Actually, no, I did not order nuggets twice. Okay, thank you. Some sanitizer. Okay, I don't really like barbecue sauce, but for some reason I really want barbecue sauce today. Like, I never get barbecue sauce. I kind of don't want to go to Ulta anymore. I really don't understand, like, where my powder could have gone. Like, the fact that Yasmin says it's not in her house, like, it has me thinking, like, maybe I put it in a separate, like... But I unpacked. Like, I unpacked everything. I don't know. I'm about to stop real quick and eat my potato before I go home, because I am so hungry. Or should I just go home? Should I just go home so Mel's food doesn't get cold? Yeah, let's just go home. I'm not in the mood to go to Ulta. Ow. I'll go later tonight or something. Y'all, I'm so happy I came home to eat my potato because they didn't pack me any sour cream. And that's like the most important part. But luckily we have some sour cream in the fridge. But here is the potato I've been craving so hard. I might melt some cheese on it too. Then I got my sandwich. Got Mel's nuggets and fries. This is parent life, you guys. Vana's been asleep for like 2 hours, yet Super JoJo is still on the TV. But look how good my potato looks. I was telling them how I was feeding for a potato. I melted some cheddar cheese, put some sour cream.
You had me buy potatoes a while ago to make homemade baked potatoes, and we never did.
Leave me alone.
That's my crew.